afternoon. Our sign language interpreter is Meresha Owiti, and I am Akisa Wandera. Deputy President William Ruto says the new war on drug trafficking would now target the drug barons and not the small fish. Addressing the media in Mombasa, the Deputy President said the government, with the help of other countries, was keen to end the vice that continues to destroy the lives of mainly young people at the coast. Ruto was addressing the media after meeting security chiefs in Mombasa.
The district security committees, the county security committees, under the stewardship of the regional security committees, will ensure that these food items reach the intended beneficiaries. And working in collaboration with local community leaders and regional leaders to ensure that we do not get reports of any Kenyan losing their lives because of food or because of lack of food or because of hunger. Because we have adequate stocks of food, not just here at the coast, but all over the country, the government has already rolled 1.6 billion shillings kitty to cater for Kenyans in strain, especially where they don't have food. And for the next 5 months, all the way to May, we are going to supply food items to the areas that are in need.
Meanwhile, the Deputy President has also denied claims that the maize being distributed to hunger-stricken people has been imported into the country. Ruto has clarified that all the foodstuff issued so far have been bought locally.
The district security committees, the county security committees, under the stewardship of the regional security committees, will ensure that these food items reach the intended beneficiaries. And working in collaboration with local community leaders and regional leaders to ensure that we do not get reports of any Kenyan losing their lives because of food or because of lack of food or because of hunger. Because we have adequate stocks of food, not just here at the coast, but all over the country, the government has already rolled 1.6 billion shillings kitty to cater for Kenyans in strain, especially where they don't have food. And for the next 5 months, all the way to May, we are going to supply food items to the areas that are in need.
Reporter Francis Ontomo attended that particular briefing by the Deputy President. Let's link up with him now for more details. A very good afternoon to you, Francis. Thank you for joining us. It seems the narrative of drug lords and the war on narcotics continues to be a favorite topic among leaders who are getting into the coast in search for votes.
Well, indeed, Akisa, there is a fresh momentum on this particular issue and a lot of vigor coming from the state regarding this particular new resolve to really tackle the problem of drugs in the coast region. The Deputy President, William Ruto, was here in Mombasa earlier in the day, actually making that particular press briefing where he was talking tough on this particular new resolve. And actually, of essence, or what came out of him was that this time around, the game has changed and the strategy has changed. And they will now be targeting the big fish rather, regarding this particular war on drugs. And they are saying that this time around, they're not going for the smaller users, but they are going for those drug lords that have actually been peddling their businesses around here in the coast region. Well, there appears that indeed the government seems to be actually embracing a fresh strategy, given that they are now moving and trying now to reach out to other agencies, because we understand that the US is actually highly firmly involved involved in this particular war. We understand that the four men who were extradited to the U.S., there were actually that heavy connection, or rather heavy hand of the U.S. in that particular extradition process. And therefore, this particular strategy, the Deputy President actually hailed it as one that will work this time around. Another issue that came out regarding this particular matter, the DP said that they have given firm instructions to local security networks to be able to really up their game on this particular war. You may want to recall that not once but severally we've had allegations coming from several quarters that the local police networks were actually siding with this particular drug lords, and that has actually made it difficult to really neuter this particular problem.
Francis, we know that residents of the coast region, mostly Mombasa and the environs, are the worst affected with drug trafficking in the country. But with this continued narrative by leaders, what exactly are the residents saying?
Well, there seems to be a huge enthusiasm from the people of Mombasa, particularly here, and the entire coast region regarding this fresh resolve to fight the war on drugs. And there are many actually hailing this as a step in the right direction, as being a huge step in terms of trying to really handle this particular issue that has dogged the region for many, many years. And therefore, there is a lot of optimism here. Well, there has been several quarters. There has been so many descriptions of Mombasa, and Mombasa has been... Some actually have gone ahead to describe Mombasa as a gangster's paradise, given this particular area has actually housed fugitives that are actually fugitives in other countries, but they find some haven down here in Mombasa, and that has been largely been blamed on local security networks. But this time around, there is that particular challenge that has been thrown to them by none other than the top executives of the country, that indeed they must tighten this particular war so that they win it. And when actually, just to paint to you a bit of a picture of what really Mombasa is and the drug connection, most of the slums here in Mombasa, this is a huge problem. We are talking of the Changamwe slums, the slums of Chuda, the slums of Kisauni. Those are the dens actually where this particular trade goes on. And the smaller users, you will find them actually dotting the streets of these particular areas. And that's just to show you really how big this particular problem is. There have been allegations in the past of the Kenya Postal Authority here actually playing conduit to drug peddling, but that is a matter that has been actually been handled at high level, and there seems to be things moving. Things are actually appearing that they're moving this time around. And this time there is a bit of confidence that this could actually be won. Of many concern to many Kenyans has actually been the question of perhaps the state could be using this as a ploy to really find their way into the elections actually. But that is something that actually the DP dismissed in the morning, saying that this fresh resolve must bear fruits this time around.
Francis, thank you very much for joining us. Francis Ontomwa, our Coast Region reporter. And still in politics, ODM leader Raila Odinga is asking the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to clean up its ICT department, claiming it was the one that is messing up with the voters' register. Odinga says the commission must come out and assure Kenyans that the conduct of the August elections will be free and fair. He was speaking this morning after visiting ailing former Minister Joseph Otiende in Kisumu earlier today.
Reinforce my appeal to our people, wherever they are, all our supporters across the country, to register as voters. Because it's only through the ballot that we can bring the kind of change and transformation that we need and which this country so desires. So we cannot change it without the ballot, the vote. And now we are counting just a few days left before this exercise ends. Therefore, we want to appeal again to all our people to turn up all over the country to pick the registered voters. Having said that, we have raised issues about the credibility of the register. This is basically the old register, which is there if you leave what is being registered right now. We have raised these issues so that the new IBC can be aware of what they have inherited, that this is a dirty register. We have asked in the past that this register must be audited. And we said it must be audited by a company with integrity and experience in vetting and auditing of a register. This is why we went to court to stop the award that had been done by the previous commission. I don't think that this is something that should discourage our people from registering as voters. As we address some of these issues, people should continue to register. We will ensure ultimately that we go to an election with a proper register. And all these names which were fictitiously included in the previous register will be expunged. They must be expunged so that we go to elections with a credible register. Not one where you have got one.
All right, that is CORD leader and opposition leader Raila Odinga once again commenting about the elections, the up-and-coming elections on the 8th of August this year. Defectors to the Maendeleo Chapter Party now say they have decamped after realizing that the party will not hold free and fair nominations. The defectors, who included Senator Lenny Kivuti and 20 others, say there's no assurance that the party will hold free and fair elections, citing the recent installation of interim party officials. Speaking after being received by Chapter Party leader Dr. Alfred Mutua, the defectors, however, maintained that they will back President Uhuru Kenyatta for his re-election. The defectors will get direct nominations, and our senior political reporter Chris Thairu is currently at the Maendeleo Chapter headquarters. Let's link up with him for more information about this. A very good afternoon to you, Chris. It is definitely a year of defections as we head into the August polls.
Well, very good afternoon to you, Akisa, and dear viewers. We are coming to you live from Lavington area in Nairobi County at the Maendeleo Chapter Party headquarters. And a few hours ago, we saw Lenny Kivuti, who is the senator for Embu, and accompanied by Mbeere North MP Muriuki Njagagwa, and a good number of members of County Assembly from Embu County being received by the party leader of Maendeleo Chapter, Dr. Alfred Mutua. He's also the Machakos governor, and I'm glad to he's joining us live here so that at least he can shed more light on what actually he's really telling those defectors so that they can join his party. Well, welcome to KTN News, Daktari. You seem to be the new kid on the block. For the last few days, we've been seeing activities in your party. What are you really telling members so that they can join your party, or what's the assurance are you giving them?
This is just the beginning to tell you. It's because, you know, people have looked at the national landscape, and Kenya has changed. Before, it used to be politics of families. It used to be politics of who is who. Where you could remain poor forever, but you still voted for your kingpin, whether they were educated or not. Now the politics has changed. With devolution, Wananchi have seen that it is very, very important to have politics that delivers. And we don't actually have to tell many people many things. Leaders have realized that when they stand to ask for votes, they are promising people development. And what better than to go to a party of people who have shown that it is possible to change the lives of Wananchi. And that's our selling point. Inawezekana na itawezekana na Maendeleo Chap. A fair democratic party based on liberal democratic principles that say that we need integrity, we need to work together, but we also need to give people their right while they are still alive. There's no need of talking nicely to a person when they're dead. You need to sort them out when they're still alive.
Talking about fairness and democracy, most of those that you've received from Kilemi Mwiria to Lenny Kivuti, they're complaining that from where they left, that's Jubilee, they've not been assured of free and fair nomination exercise. Will you give them a direct nomination ticket, or they will just be subjected to nomination just like the rest?
It has been very clear to us. Where we only have one candidate, we are not going to have nominations. That is direct. But where we have more than one candidate, then in that area, we are going to have nominations. I mean, we have to be a democratic party. But our nomination rules also give us the ability at times to use other methods apart from nomination. We've got a poll system whereby instead of subjecting somebody to nomination and the polls show this person is 90% popular, the other one is 2%, you know, whereby as a party, we can be able to say this is our flag bearer. This is the one we choose. We also have, in our party nomination rules, ability to negotiate, to sit down and say, okay, you run for senator, you run for governor, you run for MP, you run for women rep, so that we can also be able to negotiate the seat, so that we don't divide our people with so much fighting. So all these are things that we are able to put together and we are considering.
And what is your response on those the critics who might say that you're just concentrating on the eastern region of the country? Is it not a national party? We've not seen you crisscrossing, maybe even getting defectors from other regions in the country.
I think this will change very soon. You see, what happens is that initially people thought it's an Ukambani party. They say ni mambo tu Ukambani. Now we are branching to our neighbors. Unaanza na jirani. We've got our neighbors from Meru, our neighbors from Embu. After this meeting, I'm meeting a very strong candidate for the governor of one of the Kisii counties. After that, this afternoon, I'm meeting a delegation from Mandera who are coming in. So it's a national party. We've got a big delegation from Bungoma of MPs and senators and other aspirants. We've got a huge delegation. I'm going to the coast area to meet people from Lamu and Tana River who are coming in. This is a national party, and I invite all candidates. Kama unajua mtu anataka kuitisha kiti kwa chama ambacho ni kiaminifu, aje Maendeleo Chapchap. Ni chama ambacho kitamunga mkono, kitamsaidia. We ask us, what is the selling point? It's very simple. We are organized. We've got structures in place. We are an organized party. We are doing these things well. The way we do things in Machakos is where we are carrying this party. But also, all our aspirants, we are handling their materials. We'll give you your materials so that you are able to campaign. We'll have many other advantages that I don't want to reveal here, that we are revealing to most of them, so that they are all aware of what they are getting when they come to Maendeleo Chapchap.
My final question will be, Bwana Governor, we know you were elected on a Wiper Party ticket. Yes. Have you resigned officially from Wiper Party, or you're still a member of Wiper Party?
You know, I did not even have to resign from Wiper Party. They kicked me out. You know, so kama umefukuzwa sasa unatafuta nyumba ingine. So I don't even have to resign from Wiper Party. They kicked me out. So mimi niko Maendeleo Chapchap. I'm here and I'm here to stay. And this is a long journey. This is a journey that we have started because it's a journey that is going to change the way we do politics in this country. It's a journey that is going to change the way we look at things. And I'm a young man. And we've got many young people in this country who want good jobs, who want to have a sense of hope. We don't want people running from here to other countries. We want other countries to come and see how great we can be in this country.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bwana Governor, and wish you all the best. Well, that has been Machakos Governor, Dr. Alfred Mutua, who is also the party leader of Maendeleo Chapchap. And as you correctly heard him, is that there are a lot of activities ahead of today and also the coming days, even as we expect more defections. Remember that going by the new election laws that were passed in an acrimonious session by the National Assembly, that is last year, there will be no party hopping. And so before the parties do their nominations, of course, Kenyans should expect more defections and more realignments, even as politicians continue campaigning and positioning themselves ahead of the August 4th general elections. Akisa.
Chris Thairo, thank you very much for that. And earlier on, let's take a look at just what happened at the Maendeleo Chapchap headquarters as the governor was receiving defectors.
We believe with the unity of purpose is when people now, when they are cohesive, they can work together towards the development efforts that you've talked about. I must say, without using too many words, why I told my people in Embu we go to Maendeleo Chapchap was not by accident. It was by choice. One, Maendeleo Chapchap supports our President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So, Embu County believes in Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta leading this Kenya come August this year. And in that line, we are together with my brother, Dr. Mutua, in furthering that.